I'm Trevor.
And I'm Nick.
Welcome to Nerdy Cinephiles.
Enjoy the file.
What's going on, guys? Today, Nick and I will be discussing our opinions on the Snyder Cut Justice League movie. And I will
Oh,
say, before you continue this video any further, we're not doing our basic review. We're just going to be talking about things we liked, and there will be heavy spoilers. So if you don't want this amazing movie ruined for you, definitely watch it before you watch this video.
100%. Get out of here, go watch it, and then come back.
I mean, yeah,
But
if you got 4 hours in the day to just
yeah,
watch the whole thing, go for it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
you
We
can
watched
break it
two
up into
hours there.
chapters,
Yeah,
which I thought was a really cool design on how they streamed out on HBO.
100%. I really like that. Very Tarantino-esque and, very artsy.
Yeah,
But dude, we're just think about it. We're living in a world where the Snyder Cut exists and is released.
I know, and I knew it was going to be a good movie, but not to the extent that it was. I mean, they completely blew my mind, and yeah, I could not have. I
I want to cry. It's just
It was just such a different movie.
it's not even close
Oh
to the
no,
other
not at
one.
all.
Like even the core plot of Steppenwolf coming to unite the mother boxes, even that just part is way different. Like the way he goes about it and just there's so much to talk about, but it's
Yeah.
just at the end of it's just my childhood brought to life, brought to live action, and it's the first time it's ever, you know, been in live action.
Yeah, I mean they had so it's just hard to like
Yes.
narrow down what exactly to talk about, but the first thing I want to say is I am so annoyed with just Warner Brothers' initial decision just to kind of
Oh
keep
my
this in the
god.
dark.
Bro, and the things that showed up in the Snyder Cut that you cannot believe they had the balls to cut it out.
Oh
Like
yeah. Everything
it's
with
really
Cyborg.
like Warner Brothers really exposed themselves for how shitty fucking garbage they are.
Yeah. I mean,
But at the same
Cyborg was
time,
such an amazing character in this movie. He was the main
like
character.
yeah, Snyder was not lying when he said Cyborg was the heart and soul of the Snyder Cut because he definitely was. And he was just like Cyborg in any other medium that we see him in. He's like exactly Cyborg. Like in the original Justice League, he's just a bitch, dude. He's just a whiny hoe. Just and then he has nothing to do with anything. He's just there to
He was just a machine
yeah,
in
just to be
the
there all
Whedon
pissy and
cut and complained about how, like in this movie you actually get to see the inner turmoil on like how he's trying to come to grips on,
yeah.
being more machine than man. But
And bro,
he had
one of
so many great
like
scenes.
yeah, like one of the scenes I was talking about, like how did they have the balls to like how do you cut that out of a movie? The scene where he like helps that single mother like poor and he just loads her bank account.
Yeah, he kind of
That
looks through her
was
life and then
that was so dope. Like how do you cut something like that? It was so important and moving and touching.
uh, I
How do
also
you cut
one
that
thing
out?
I also loved was that whenever Cyborg is fighting, he'd always have these tiny arms pop out of his back.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that was a cool addition. I don't think we've ever seen a cyborg do that, right?
Not to my knowledge.
No, but it was pretty cool. I wasn't expecting it, so when it happened, I was like, "Oh shit, okay." But I saw pictures of him in the nightmare sequence, and he had that arm like holding the guns over his back, and I was like,
Yeah, he had the
"Okay."
minigun in the ammunition
Yeah,
box.
but I wasn't expecting him to have it just whenever he wanted. Like that was cool.
Yeah.
And his
Uh,
boom tube cannons or arm cannons, whatever you want to call them,
Plasma
they looked
cannons.
sweet. Yeah, they looked sweet.
Yeah, and again, it's just the fact that we were just robbed of this initially. And
Hmm
just what me and you always harp on is let the directors do what they want to do. It could be
Yeah,
bad, but in a case like this,
it's
you
art. Like at the end of the day, it's art, and you have to respect it as art, and like you can't hate it for what like it's a director's vision coming out. Like any art piece, like you can't go out to the Mona Lisa and be like, well, you can say like, oh, I don't like this really, but you have to respect it for what it is. Like,
yeah, exactly. Somebody took their own time and effort and
yeah,
passion to put their heart and soul into something, and it really showed with this movie.
yeah, and
And
Zack Snyder has a lot of fans, but he has the same amount, if not more, haters.
oh yeah,
But
I mean, one of the watching the movie, one thing that I don't have, not necessarily don't have an
mhm,
issue with, but it doesn't make me upset. Is there's a lot of slow motion, even
yeah,
like
I've
you get,
seen that complaint a lot.
but it's Zack Snyder, so that's his thing.
Yeah,
He loves slow
but
motion.
also,
It worked out
yeah,
a lot of the times. There's only maybe 2 or 3 instances, like the first time I noticed, like, okay, this really wasn't needed, was when um the queen from Themyscira, Wonder Woman's mother, was running out of the temple, and she was running for like
okay,
5 seconds just around a quick corner, and I'm like,
yeah,
okay, that wasn't really needed, but whatever,
mhm.
it's still cool.
And I remember I think I only got chills like one time in the well, not one time in the movie, but one of the scenes I got the biggest chills on is it was so random. I mean, you won't expect what scene I'm about to say, but it's just Aquaman like walking down that pier and like all the water splashing around and the music playing and he's in slow motion. It just looked so badass.
Which one? The one where he was
Yeah, where he was
drinking the
drinking
whiskey?
and then
Yeah.
and he smashed the bottle down and he like the water was all coming up around him. That was a wicked long scene because it was
Oh
all in
yeah,
slow motion.
but it was
But
just
I
so
thought that
cool.
was so badass.
And the
And
scores
the
for this movie
yeah.
too. Holy crap!
Yes. So I guess it was just one of Snyder's like friends or like I can't
Somebody,
remember
yeah,
exactly who did it.
yeah. I
But
think
it's
it
like
was one of his
not
friends. It wasn't like a
but
big name like John Williams or
no.
something like that scoring it, but I just loved, especially in like the final act, during the
Mhm.
whole fight scene on the stronghold, just all the electric guitar that was playing.
Yes, Tom Hulkenberg org.
Okay, yeah,
And
I know
he
who he is.
just like he originally did the score for Justice League, but I guess he completely redid it just for the Snyder Cut. And
Really?
yeah, and I guess his nickname is like Junkie XL, or if that's like his studio or something. But
Studio name or something, or yeah.
yeah, and it gets better and better throughout the movie. Like it just gets more and more epic, and it helps create that feeling of an epic, which I know Snyder really wanted to push.
Yeah, I mean, his original vision was to have like this movie, but then also two more, and
Yeah.
that's it. I mean, I in an interview where a quote that he said he was planning to make it a trilogy or an epic like The Lord of the Rings. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Um, but
Which
it would have
which
been
we pretty
fantastic.
much but now what we have like the Snyderverse, like just Man of Steel, BVS, and then Justice League, it's a nice little
I'll take it.
trilogy.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I just
Which we might have to.
I think we will. I
I
don't
mean,
see
yeah.
Snyder
Well
getting
now
a
that we
chance
got
to work
this
again.
yeah,
Well,
but
not
now
a
that we
chance,
got
but
this now that we got the Snyder cut, I mean anything's possible it
anything's
seems.
possible. My only
But I think yeah, the chances are low.
yeah, my
Even lower than the Snyder cut.
yeah, I think it's lower because Snyder's now releasing his plans to, you know,
Yeah.
which even if I know like what's gonna happen, like he wants to make Superman's son the new Batman in the third or second movie, and
Well,
he could always change things around, but I just don't see
yeah.
him working with Warner Brothers again after all this shit.
Yeah.
And Warner
I've watched a
Brothers,
lot of videos.
yeah, and I think that Warner Brothers will reach out to him only because they're like, hey, we can squeeze more money out of him, which is just it's the way businesses work, but they they've done that before with the past DC movies, and they have not been received that well.
No. I'm interested to see how the Snyder Cut does. I mean, we won't really probably get numbers until like Monday. Let it go through the weekend, and then I'm really interested to see the movies. I bet it's easily going to be the most watched thing on HBO Max.
Oh yeah.
And I wonder how many like records it's going to break as far as like most watched within the first, 72 hours or something like that. Gonna
For
be up there.
that, I don't think it's gonna get that much. I don't think it's gonna be the top one necessarily.
It's I don't know. It's been trending on Twitter for like
Oh yeah, it's
all
definitely
week.
been trending, but it's just
It's gonna be
the
pretty crazy.
runtime is gonna be a little for full
Yeah.
completion
I
of the
mean,
movie. That's the only thing for 72 hours because some people
yeah,
might
that's
not
fair.
have that time. Whereas a normal runtime movie of like an hour 45, 2 hours 10 minutes, that's a little more manageable.
I think you're gonna be surprised though
Oh no, I'm just
when we
saying
get the
that.
numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this movie though, it was definitely the word I'd use is an experience.
I'm really glad you liked it. I was kind
You
of
thought I wouldn't like it?
well, I didn't think you wouldn't like it. I thought you would be like meh or like even. I don't know.
That's how I
You're
thought I was
always
gonna be.
it's
Well,
always so you're hard to predict.
I told you prior. I'm not sure if I said on a podcast or anything, but definitely just when we've talked, I
Mhm.
said like you were all getting excited about all these new posts coming out, and even
Yeah.
yeah, actually even when we did the Snyder Cut video
Yeah,
before
just
this came out,
the hype video.
I didn't want to get myself too excited because I did that for
Yeah.
Justice League, and I remember seeing the Whedon cut in theaters like the weekend it came out,
Mhm.
and I went. The girl was dating at the time, and she was like, "Oh, that was a good movie," and I was sitting in the car on the way home, just like, and I didn't like it. I want to, but there was so
Yeah.
much wrong, and I spent so much time just complaining about the movie, like just on the drive home, and I got my hopes up before, and I didn't want to do it again. I was
Mhm.
just in the mindset where I'll take anything better than Whedon's cut. But
Yeah,
I was, yeah, I
it's
was
been
not
like
expecting this movie.
yeah. It's been like 5 years since the original one came out, I think. And I don't know how long actually. I'll fact check myself real quick.
2017 it came out.
Okay, so like 4 years. But
Yeah,
I can't remember the what I felt when I first watched it. I'm sure I'm sure I liked it. I'm pretty sure I was in denial for a while. And
yeah,
I hadn't really turned into this cinephile. Like I didn't really start really loving movies and dissecting them and whatever until like, a few years ago. So it was before then.
yeah. I started
So
right after I graduated high school. Just
and
like
when it comes to DC shit, dude, I am such a fucking
Stan.
it does not take much. And I try to be like pretty but I just love it usually no matter what.
I try to just think positively about everything. I
But
mean,
yeah, it was
even the Whedon cut, there was things I'd say where I did not like the movie, but there's moments I liked.
yeah,
But
in
this
those
movie,
moments.
uh, there's only
Yeah.
one thing I did not like about this movie.
Ooh, okay, and then I'll say mine.
Well, actually, two things.
Okay.
Okay, so and this is like new stuff.
Yeah.
The first thing is, and again, I don't know, it just made me upset. Not that it was bad or anything, just it made me upset. First off, that we get the nightmare scene, it's like 10 minutes long, or not even that, the very end. And I wanted more.
Oh, okay.
I wanted more of it. And the second thing I didn't like is how we're just unsure if this is going to go anywhere. Because they're building so much with, like, the post apocalyptic world, and it seems to be a very, like, essential part to the story.
Mm.
And the scene where Cyborg sees the future, and right before they're about to resurrect Superman, and they have all those cuts of like the dark timeline, and then between that and the nightmare scenes are the only ones I rewatched. I just went to those two scenes and just rewatched it once just to see what things are around, and I just want more of that, but I'm just worried that we won't be able to get it. So I'll always have these like little cliffhangers or little theories just laying around.
Yeah. Well, I'm 90% sure we're not going to,
Yeah, so am I. That's why it
if not
upsets
more.
me.
But you have to realize this movie, it's not really. I mean, it's literally the Snyder cut of what his original vision was. I mean, it's a little bit changed, but for the better, like in hindsight, like he added stuff that we got to see stuff that he wouldn't have put even if he had full control in the original,
Yeah,
just because he has had time. Like it was supposed to be Deadshot and I don't know who the other character was instead of Deathstroke and Joker. It was supposed to be like Deadshot and I can't remember who the other one
wasn't it
was.
Harley?
No. I think if
Uh,
you said it, I would know, but
was it somebody we already saw in Suicide Squad or?
yeah, or I don't know necessarily Suicide Squad, but just like any. Can't even remember if it was a bad guy, but anyway,
Yeah,
like so we got to see Joker and Deathstroke instead of Deadshot and whoever the other character was going to be, and hell yeah, dude. So
yeah.
that's good. So he did that in hindsight, but yeah, you have to realize that he's still going to make the movie he wanted to, even though he's not going to be able to follow up. So we have to uh
I appreciate what
kind
we
of have
have right now.
yeah,
Yeah,
because I guess the second Justice League movie was supposed to be all nightmare.
that.
Like
Yep.
it was, they were supposed to be living out the world where they failed, and then trying to reverse time. This is where we would get to see Flash go back in time and tell Batman that Lois is the key because we get that sequence of Superman holding Lois's like burnt body in the
Yeah.
Batcave in his arms and Darkseid coming up. Which holy fuck, dude, that's like so.
Oh
That's
yeah.
something we would see in the comics or animated shows. Like it's just so cool. And then, uh, but yeah, not to change topics. I mean, did you have what else did you?
Well, that was just it. That uh,
Yeah.
there's a lot of just kind of cliffhangers, and just that we
Mm.
won't probably be getting any more of this.
And I wouldn't even call that a dislike.
Again, that's just
You're
things that
just
bothered me.
frustrated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's really
And that's
nothing in
not
this movie
even.
I did not like.
Yeah. Well, mine was very minuscule. I mean, mine was the only part I would cut out is just the scene where all those the people, the Aquaman people are singing. I mean, just a little bit. Like it probably cut it in half. Like
Yeah, it went a little long, but I
it
still
went a little
enjoyed
long.
it.
Yeah, I mean that was just something off the top of my head. But I
Yeah, I
just need
know.
to take a deep breath. It's a lot, but this movie was so sick. And oh yeah, I did wish. I mean, we got a lot of Batman, but not really. I wish there was a big Batman like fight scene, like the warehouse. He did take
Yeah,
out that tower of parademons, but eh. But it's a Justice League movie, and I understand. But and now it makes me want Ben Affleck's solo movie even more
yeah,
because we got that hinted at about Deathstroke knowing his name now, and I guess Riddler was supposed to be the guy that found out his real name and then told Lex, and
really.
yeah, so.
I
But yeah,
mean,
I've also watched a lot of videos on about what Zack Snyder's plans were for the rest of the movie. So I mean, I could
yeah, I don't know too much about his plans other than
yeah.
we were, uh, Superman's son, Bruce Kent, which that would have been awesome, being Batman, and then he wanted to include the Green Lanterns, mostly John Stewart, but also possibly Ryan Reynolds in this
Yeah.
movie, or at least in the world. I know
Well,
he
what
wanted
I
John Stewart in
saw,
this movie, but Warner
yeah,
Brothers was like, no, because they want to work on their HBO Max film or TV show.
yeah, the Lantern Corps. I didn't even hear that really. What I heard of his plans for the Lanterns was that he was gonna have like Kilowog and whoever the fuck else, some other alien guy,
Yeah.
in the post-credit scene that Martian Manhunter was in instead of Martian Manhunter. And then like down the line in like the third Justice League movie, they would show up, or like a Hal Jordan or a John Stewart would show up. But oh yeah, the second thing I didn't really like was Martian Manhunter's design, but
I didn't have a problem with his design.
I mean, I
I just
didn't
wasn't
hate
too
it.
pleased on his role necessarily.
Yeah, he was very shoehorned in because he's another part where Snyder was just like, I'm just we I just want to add him in because he was
Yeah.
always gonna have a Martian Manhunter
Well,
in
yeah,
his
since Man
universe,
of
but
Steel, he planned it.
yeah, not this soon. But they did kind of just throw him in, but hey, we got Martian Manhunter, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I mean, I was just
Great
more
cast.
confused about like his excuse me, his role
Mm,
um when he's talking to Lois and trying to get her, to stop being like all mopey.
yeah.
I thought he'd pop up like at the end fight, at least in the background, fighting some parademons or something. But
All right.
and then at the end, he's like, "Yeah, well, the world was almost destroyed, but I guess I'll help out next time."
Yeah. And then, yeah, as far as the future plans goes, I guess I'll just explain it real quick. I guess this is what I've heard, obviously, so I don't know if it's set in stone, but it's from these guys that just have studied the storyboards and stuff and all the Snyder interviews. But so I mean, originally, when Superman died, he was gonna have Lois and Bruce become a thing,
Yeah,
and like Lois changed Bruce, and then Bruce was supposed to get her pregnant. So it was technically going to be Bruce's baby, and that was the one that was going to become like Batman after Batman sacrificed himself down the line. But I'm glad I don't really like that. I'm glad Warner Brothers kind of changed that part at least.
I mean, I would have been down for that.
I mean, hey,
Snyder
me too.
likes darker storylines, and
But yeah, so now it's Superman. I mean, we got hints that Lois was pregnant.
yeah,
So
I mean they focused
so
heavily
it
on a
yeah.
pregnancy
And
test.
I think it's Batman's baby now for sure. Or I mean Superman's. But yeah, so and then, down the line, Lois was being protected in the Batcave, and then Darkseid boom tubed in and killed her and whatever. And Superman, we got this scene, and with the anti-life equation and Superman being like all depressed and whatever, he was easily controlled, and that's when we get this evil Superman, and
Yeah,
then he kills everyone, blah blah blah, and then they keep resetting a timeline. Like we get the with Mara and Batman and Joker and Deathstroke, like they all Joker had like a mother box, so they go to him and to try to make like a cosmic treadmill for Flash to go back in time and all this stuff. And
hmm, that would have been interesting.
I'm probably missing a lot, but I'm just
Well, yeah,
trying
that's
to
fine.
say
It
it real
doesn't.
close.
Yeah,
But and
honestly,
then
yeah,
because this whole time like Batman's always trying to get other people to sacrifice themselves for the everyone,
yeah.
and then he learns that he needs to, and then at the end of like Justice League 3, he when the time gets set back, he jumps in front of Lois when Darkseid's gonna kill her, and he dies, which would have been
That'd be
so
pretty cool.
sick.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just trying to like visualize that right now.
yeah,
But see, in Snyder Cut, I actually thought that we would see Flash going back in time, uh,
which
like
he
he did in
does a
BVS.
little bit.
Well, no, the thing is I had just a hunch that they'd fail, and then
Mm-hmm.
once Barry is running, like I
Yeah.
thought, like in this process where he was running to go back in time, he would well, it would then cut to the nightmare scene,
All right.
and then we'd see just what would happen while Flash was still running, and then cut back to BVS. Lois is the key, and then this and that. Like it would rearrange the movie in a much different way.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked how they dealt with Flash's powers this movie.
Yeah, so let's talk about the Flash because I mean he definitely got a lot of redemption, and so did a lot of characters. This movie is really Snyder cut the redemption because so many characters got justice in their redemption story.
Yeah.
But and I know you're a big hater of Ezra Miller's Flash, and I am not the biggest fan of it. I mean, I don't really necessarily like it, but after this movie, I can say I don't. I understand the direction a lot more.
Uh. mm,
I mean, he is probably the biggest hero in this movie.
yeah.
He saves the day the most. I don't know how to
Yeah,
quantify
he's
that,
there
but
in like a lot of like pivotal moments, mainly between resurrecting Superman and then
yeah. Because
fixing
if he
the
was,
Unity
yeah,
issue.
because he turned back time both times that there. Like he was late both times, but because he was so fast, he could like turn back time just a little bit to where it was perfect.
Yeah.
So if he wasn't there both times, they would be fucked. I mean, Superman wouldn't be alive, and then the Unity would have happened.
I mean,
And that it looked so cool when he was running, and then like everything was reversing.
yeah, that was cool, especially once they showed like Superman and Cyborg
Oh
getting
yeah, like
reversed, and you could see the bones and like the
yeah,
muscles and the blood just all forming back into him. It was really
and
cool.
that's because the Unity happened, and then that big shockwave came out or whatever it was,
Yeah, just
and
destroying
that
everything.
fucked up Superman. That's crazy. Literally
Yeah,
disintegrated him.
I yeah. See, that was another kind of question I had because it did disintegrate everything. So like, would Steppenwolf be gone, and like
Yeah, I mean, who
or
knows?
because Superman's a lot more durable than Steppenwolf, so
Yeah, I mean,
that was
maybe
just like a
not
little
because
question I had. But
Steppenwolf was technically the master, so maybe he gets the buy. I don't know.
hmm, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
But yeah, I still am not a fan of Ezra Miller's Flash.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, he didn't really change. He was pretty much the same. He just got more important scenes and more context.
yeah, I mean, I like the two moments where you got him reversing time, but I think my favorite moment was when they got rid of the line from Whedon's cut saying, "Oh, I just push people and run away,"
Yeah.
because we do get a scene where he just pushes a parademon and it goes
Yeah.
flying into a concrete wall and just smashes its head in. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, yeah, just okay, stick with just pushing people and running away because that works since you're going,
Yeah, that's all you
supersonic
need to do.
speeds. Yeah,
Yeah, his movements looked so good too. When
and
he's like dodging all the parademon shots.
yeah, but I think that we got a better speedster moment from Wonder Woman in this movie.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. So that scene was pretty great. She beats the absolutely fuck out of them.
She kills a few of them.
If not all of them, dude. She punches them so fucking hard.
Yeah, she
It,
definitely kills like most of them.
yeah, there is a lot of cold blood killing in this movie, which
I'm fine with it.
yeah, I don't care.
More metal
I know a
Justice
lot of
League.
people care about that, but
Oh yeah, the way she was blocking the machine guns, like just throwing
yeah,
a bunch of like uppercuts. Like they did it in slow motion, but then they did it in,
yeah.
I guess, sped up time, and it looks so cool.
And then she just did a roundhouse kick and kicked a guy through the fucking wall. Like, God, dude, I fucking love this movie. And I love Wonder Woman, and it's just so sick that she's actually real.
Oh
And
yeah,
like
she got like,
her solo movies aren't like this, obviously, but
oh no, I liked her in this better than both the solo movies combined.
yeah, for sure. I agree. I
Uh,
agree.
there's there's just so much to talk about. I mean, another
I
thing
know
I
there is.
loved was how they cut out a lot of the jokes from Aquaman and Batman.
Yeah. I
Aquaman
mean, there's
really
still
didn't say
yeah.
much. The only like really line I could think that was somewhat comedic would be after Flash knocks him down,
Oh yeah.
and they're on the steps. He's like, "I hate you,"
Yeah.
but like it wasn't Aquaman trying to be funny. Like he was just pissed, and
Yeah.
Barry's like, oh, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to."
And then there's a scene where Cyborg was talking to the bat ship or whatever you want to call it, the Batwing,
Yeah.
and he's like, "You talk to machines." And I don't know why, but why did they not have Cyborg say, "Dude, you talk to fish"?
Well, probably because Cyborg doesn't know. So.
Yeah, I guess, or someone say it. Like, what the heck? That's a missed opportunity, I think. Or maybe Zack Snyder wanted all of us to think it, because I
Or it was
thought of
just
that
a cool
immediately.
reversal.
I was like, look at Aquaman judging someone for talking to a weird object.
Yeah. I kind of noticed that too, but I thought it was just more of a reversal. Where normally
Yeah,
Cyborg would say something, but
true. Yeah, like you talk
Aquaman was
to
just like,
fish.
yeah. This time Aquaman's not the butt of the
Yeah.
joke of being able to
I,
communicate with something other than humans.
every character I love equally, I'd say. I mean, I don't love one more than the other, I don't think. They just all have such good times to be themselves and all. They all have good moments. Aquaman's a complete badass. Wonder Woman's a complete badass. Flash is so important to everything, and he is the comedic relief, but they do it within reason.
Yeah,
At
it's not
least,
too much. It's definitely a lot less than
yeah,
uh the other one, but
yeah. His running sequences. I mean, Cyborg's obviously the most. He is so important,
oh yeah, he's the main character for sure.
and we get way more backstory about him and his parents, and then Batman's obviously important. He brings the whole team together. He's the leader, and then Superman obviously comes in at the end and is complete fucking.
Oh,
And
yeah, Superman
I
was
mean,
just
he's Superman. What can I say?
and his face was fixed.
It wasn't fixed because it was never ruined.
I know, but we didn't have that horrible, horrible picture or scene of
Yeah,
him. Oh God.
because they didn't have to ruin it.
It was yeah, everyone was like redeemed, I'd say, which they really didn't need to
Yeah,
be. It was just, bad
even
editing and a
Joker
weird
was
script.
redeemed.
Uh,
Like, I see a lot of people coming around on Jared Leto now, and it's cool. I mean, obviously he's not perfect, and his Joker is so much different than anything we know. But that's also why I like it. I mean, his laugh is pretty. It's different.
yeah, it's definitely different.
It's hard to say. I mean, I don't want to say I hate it, but it does catch you off guard, and you're like, this is kind of.
I thought his voice in general kind of
Yeah,
caught me off guard
yeah,
because it
for
was a
sure.
lot
But
different from Suicide Squad.
yeah, well, I think that's the point also. Like Zack Snyder obviously said this is a road weary Joker. I mean, this Joker is in a I think we talked about this in our hype video. Just
Yeah.
like he's a different Joker and he's seen all these things and he's obviously not in the same situation he used to be. He's like
See, that's what I
but
thought like going into it, but
yeah.
his dialogue, the way he was talking to Batman was the same way he normally would, just trying to egg him on
Yeah.
and push him to,
Yeah.
kill him. And that was, in my
And
opinion, the best scene of the whole movie.
him and talking about Robin. I mean, dude, we finally get Batman and Joker again.
Uh,
And
Best line in the movie is Batman telling Joker, "Make no mistake, I will fucking kill
yeah.
you." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Batman's dropping f bombs. This is real."
Yeah, he's like, and I will kill you. And when I do, and he's like, oh, dude,
You can make it
so
slow,
good.
yeah.
Obviously, this is my shit, dude. Joker and Batman, like, bruh. And talking about Robin and Joker talking about killing him and how,
Again, like yeah, like we've
and
gotten
then
that before in
Batman,
different meetings, but
yeah,
the fact that Batman like promises Joker he will kill him,
hmm
like now is not the right time. I need you, but when I'm done with you, like that's
yeah,
really brutal. Like he's just using Joker and letting Joker know, like I need you for now, but
yeah,
once once you do your
yeah,
part, I will kill you, and it'll be
yeah,
slow.
for sure. Because just think about it. We haven't seen a Batman and Joker besides, like Conroy and Hamill that have had this type of history behind them. Like Batman mentions Harley Quinn, Joker mentions Robin and his parents. Like all the other times we see it's these first appearance, like Batman and Joker meeting each other for the first time.
Yeah.
And we just don't get this real Batman and Joker dialogue because it builds up through time.
Oh yeah, like
And
we don't even
and
necessarily
Batman's
see it on
like,
screen.
yeah, Batman's like, and when Harley Quinn was dying in my arms, she told me that when I kill you, and don't yeah, and don't fucking mistake it, I will fucking kill you, that I kill you slowly. Like Harley Quinn would say that, and I pictured Margot Robbie in his arms saying that, and bro,
Yeah. That that was my
this is
favorite
the
line of dialogue in the whole movie.
this is the stuff I live for. And
Oh
guess
yeah.
who wrote that dialogue by himself?
Oh.
Zack Snyder. Because he did all the epilogue shit pretty much by himself. Like that was all the new stuff.
Yeah. Oh.
And he filmed that scene by himself too. Like,
Yeah, I could tell it was just one person the way the camera angle
hmm
was in the blurs. Like you could see somebody slowly like kneeling down to get different angles and
so beautiful.
uh it and again that's why I want more of it because there's so much of that world of
Yeah.
this whole
It,
DC
it's
universe
so
that
gold.
needs to be explored between just Batman's
Yep.
past, where the Justice League is gonna go with Darkseid planning to invade,
Yeah.
uh, the nightmare sequence, and then how they fix all of it.
Yep. And Deathstroke, dude.
Oh
Come
yeah,
on, dude. So sick. We get this. It's just I never thought I'd see stuff that I get to watch animated in live action. I never thought we would get to this point.
I actually liked Lex Luthor in this.
Yeah, and I forever am in debt to Zack Snyder because he
Yeah,
just created my childhood. I mean, I don't know what else to say. And yeah, Lex Luthor, like he gets his redemption.
yeah, he's like, Deathstroke mentions he's like, oh, you're not crazy anymore. He's like, well, the shrinks at Arkham kind of fixed me
Yeah,
up. So now he's not just crazy, like spouting on these
yeah,
religious quotes and stuff, and
yeah. He's like they showed me my purpose or whatever.
yeah. So like, if we can get more of that, then I'm fine with it.
Yeah, and
I'd
he was
be
gonna make his own Legion of Doom, and
yeah. I mean, we already have Joker in the world. We have Black Mana,
yep.
Cheetah's
Which
bouncing around somewhere.
yeah.
We got enough. Uh, uh, I was gonna say I don't think I know anyone from the Flash. It's been Captain Boomerang.
Well,
Yeah.
I guess I mean this was part of the storyboard, and like they were obviously supposed to work for Darkseid in killing the Justice League, but I think it was Doctor Poison from like the first Wonder Woman, and then
Really?
yeah, and that because I guess she's been alive this whole time too, just because she's been experimenting on herself. I mean that was the explanation in the storyboard stuff. And then Captain Cold was even supposed to be in it, which we were supposed to see in the Flash movie.
Huh.
And then I want to say maybe the Riddler, because he was supposed to be in Batman's movie. And then I can't remember the other guys, but
Yeah. Well, let's not stray too far off onto like
oh yeah, for sure.
hypotheticals. um, what do you think of Superman this movie?
He didn't really get much change from the Joss Whedon movie besides, the upper lip being gone.
I thought he got
I mean,
more
we get the
change.
black suit. He did get more scenes, but it's really not. He has the less different. I mean, it's so hard to say that knowing that he got the whole lip thing, but at the same time, he got the less amount of change. I'd probably say him and Wonder Woman, but
Yeah,
I
I'd say
mean,
he got the.
Superman, and Zack Snyder knows how to do Superman, and he's great in this movie. Just like,
I love the scene
I
where
mean,
he went back, like after he kind of went crazy, scoops up Lois, and they go back to the farm,
yeah,
and he's just kind of, they're just talking, and he's like slowly coming back into himself,
yeah,
and he's like, yeah, my mother loved this place, and he's just like, I love this place,
yeah. He's
and he's
like,
just like,
yeah,
you just see the look in his eyes where he's like finally like fully coming together,
yeah,
and then the fact that he's, and me and my buddy were watching it together, And when Martha Kent pulls up to the house, he was just like, "How do you make that call? Just saying, hey, yeah, your son's not dead anymore. He's here at your house."
Yeah.
And yeah, you get a nice little reunion there. Then he's just like, "Yeah, nice to see you for 2 minutes, but they asked
I
me
have.
back for a reason." And he's like, "I gotta go
Yeah.
find out why," and then just leaves again. But holy shit, dude, his introduction to just showing up at the fight so
Oh
much
yeah.
better than. Oh my god, they changed like the
He
whole fight
just.
scene. He just
Yeah. He
takes
like
the axe hit,
Yeah, to the
jugular,
which.
yeah. With
Yeah, which parallels when
Dark
Darkseid
Side,
got his.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that was awesome. And then
And then he
Superman just
just
like,
fucks up Steppenwolf,
oh
and then
yeah,
cuts off his horn with his vision,
yeah,
fucking
that was
brutal. And
Steppenwolf
then
got
they
fucked up in the end, big time.
we haven't talked about Steppenwolf. Maybe we talk about him before the end.
Yeah, yeah, we could do that.
I mean, come on,
I know. There's just so
he's
much.
probably he's probably the best
Yeah,
DC
definitely.
villain now,
Oh yeah. I mean,
bro.
the costume
Like,
design is.
how do you change all this, dude? How do you think the Steppenwolf we got in Justice League is better than this version? Like, how? How does anyone think that?
I don't know. The armor was so
Steppen
cool. It has like an attack and defense mode.
So you came around on it. I mean, I know you didn't really.
I wasn't. I was skeptical because I
Yeah,
thought the Whedon one looked slightly more comic accurate, and I was
I
just from the
guess
stills. I'm like, it's gonna look weird to see the way he moves around, but then they did it awesome.
he is so scary, dude. Like, he's actually scary. Like, I was actually like, oh fuck,
Oh
whenever
yeah,
he showed up.
and the fight scenes they added, like bumping this movie up to an R rating. I mean,
Yeah,
he cuts
and he's
people in
just
half and
yeah,
tortures
blood
people.
going everywhere.
Oh yeah, it was.
And
His
yeah,
voice was
we
different
get
too. It was awesome. It sounded a
yeah,
lot more
better
menacing.
edited. Same actor, but which he did good. The actor did great.
I mean, he was one of the first people I remember, like, when people were shitting on the Whedon cut. He's like, yeah. He's like, I don't know what to tell you. He's like, I don't remember doing any of this. This is not what I originally did for this movie. He's like, they
The
changed my character so
CGI,
much.
the CGI is not even close. It's a whole new model.
Oh yeah, much bigger.
hmm And then his backstory is just so good. Like, they don't straight out and tell us like his backstory, but they do it subtly through just dialogue of him talking to Desaad and stuff. So we get the hints that he tried to take over Darkseid's throne way back,
So yeah,
and
that's what he
that
did, right? Because I was. That's the one
yeah,
part that confused me. Is I was like, why is he?
because they don't straight out and say it, but he's like when he's talking to Desaad, saying that he's doing the mother box shit.
Yeah, I got
He's like,
hints of that,
well,
but
he's like, well, once I get this world, I can come back, right? And Desaad's like, bro, what? You tried to, you tried to fuck up the family. You went against your family. Like, you try to go against Darkseid. Like, bro, you have to take like 50,000 more worlds before you can even come close.
which was crazy because it was just like, hey, you
Yeah.
come back just
Well,
50,000 more worlds, and it's like, oh god.
yeah, that's kind of the point. I think it's like, bro, you're never coming back.
Yeah,
Like,
because
you're
Darkseid,
so in debt. It's not even funny.
yeah, like Darkseid said he's taken over like 100,000 worlds,
Yeah.
which if he did that, I don't see Steppenwolf doing any like even close to that shit.
No, and if it did, it would take forever, obviously.
But dude, the fact
But
that
and
Steppenwolf
then
finds out that the anti-life equation is on Earth,
yeah, so
holy
that
shit!
that would have made it even. That was worth
Oh
50,000
yeah,
worlds. Cause and
he
then
can
when he
control
tells
everyone.
Desaad, yeah, and told Darkseid's like, okay, well, if you get me this shit, you can come back.
So the symbol that Darkseid like slammed on the
Yeah,
ground, that's the anti-life equation.
yeah, and then Steppenwolf did it later when the Mother Box told him that it was there.
So is that just a symbol to let you know that it's there, like a marking?
Yeah, I mean, it's
or
the
because
anti-life equation is so weird. It's different in every like.
yeah, every iteration. Because I
Yeah,
wasn't sure if it was the symbol, and if it was, why didn't Darkseid do anything with it then?
yeah. I
Maybe he
wouldn't
wasn't
think
powerful
too
enough,
much
or he
about
didn't
it.
know about it. Or like, I'd like to think that it's like a marker, just
Yeah,
like, hey, it's here, but it's not actually like the equation's not the symbol that was put on the ground.
yeah.
I mean,
Well,
there's definitely be a lot of
yeah.
fans talking about it because that is one of, if not the most powerful thing in the DC comic continuity.
Hmm. And it's how Darkseid gets his like Omega beams, which I think in this version it's how he gets it at least. And you see him use it in some of the nightmare sequences,
Yeah, the
so he
future
gets it.
nightmare. Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't think too hard about it. Long story short, but what I understood was, or what I kind of thought it was that he did that symbol, and I think it was just a marking that he was about to conquer the world or whatever, some weird stuff like that. And
Okay.
then
Yeah, like tagging it.
I think the anti-life equation was created because all the Earth's like new gods beat him, and I think once he beats a place that has defeated him or something, he can get the anti-life equation. I don't know.
Yeah,
It
that's something
now
that
that
would
I
have been
s-
explained like down the line.
Yeah, now that I say it out loud, it doesn't sound right, but
But yeah, back to Steppenwolf though. I mean, all of his action scenes were
mm,
just great. Which one was your
which
favorite? Uh, like of his main
yes,
action like set pieces
like in all or Steppenwolf.
and Steppenwolf.
So I want yeah. So when he was in Atlantis and he was fighting Mara, I mean, part of the reason I love that scene was because of Mara also. And dude, the fact that he can fight underwater just as well as like on land is it just shows how skilled he is.
Oh yeah,
And she's literally a waterbender underwater, like, and he's still kind of beating her ass. But she's also really fucking strong too. Like she's holding her own somewhat and like
well, she starts
making
to
what?
fuck him up too at one point.
Yeah, dude.
Bad. She starts
Like make.
pulling the blood out of his throat.
I was gonna say that, dude. Fucking Mara, dude. She is so sick, and I've been saying this forever.
Yeah, the
And
character is really cool.
hell yeah. But you still don't want to say ever heard.
But yeah, the Atlantis scene was probably my favorite too. Just
Yeah.
it was like I don't know, like in a dark way, visually pleasing. Like every
Yeah,
time he
dude. When
cut an
she was like,
Atlantean, like you'd see
yeah,
like the blood in the water, and it looked really accurate. And he looked
yeah,
like a shark too. Like his face just looks like a shark,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it was just it was awesome.
I see that. And just she was making air pockets so that he would like fall, and then making water again so that he would be all disoriented and
Yeah, great use of her
so
powers.
cool. Yeah, she is so cool, dude. And Amber Heard killed it. I mean, dude, what can I say? Can't deny it.
Mm,
You're just silent.
uh, mm.
I mean, dude, she killed it. You don't have to like her, but she killed it.
Mira was cool.
And I like how she had her British accent.
Is
Because in
she
the
normally
original,
British or?
yeah, she is.
Because
Amber
that
Heard's
did not.
British,
Oh,
but
really? Because that sounded like she was trying a forced British accent, and I'm like, it sounds weird.
well, she might have made it more like played up, but she is British. And
Yeah, because it
I mean,
sounded weird.
Mara had an English or American accent, and all the other ones, but I liked how it was British. I mean, it added to the royalty feeling or the ancient feeling. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, so Steppenwolf, and
Yeah,
then he gets to the end and fights Superman in the Justice League, and
he tries. As soon as Superman shows up, he
yeah,
just gets like, yeah, he throws a strike down trying to attack Cyborg, hits
mhm,
Superman in his jugular. Superman just looks at him and just like, really? Freezes his axe and just crushes it with one hand.
yeah, and he's like, "Oh fuck," and
Yeah.
then Superman dodges his punch and then punches them down.
Oh yeah, like Superman was a lot more brutal in
Mm.
this movie, and I liked it. But at the same
It's like,
time, what I liked about like the only thing I really liked about the Whedon part they kept in this is like how Superman, his whole facial expression, he's just kind of grinning and smiling the whole time. He's
mhm.
like, oh, it's just nice to be back. He's like, oh, I can actually try.
Yeah, I don't have to hold back with this piece of shit.
I don't even think he's trying that hard because like with Zod, he
No.
was really trying. So
Yeah.
and Steppenwolf just like went from being a badass the whole movie just to being scared the whole time. I mean, he even got to a point where he was too weak to even fully put on his armor,
Yeah.
and then he got
But
fucked up at the end.
mm, bro, they fuck him up so hard. Everyone does. Everyone gets their shot in,
Oh yeah, except for Batman
Well,
and
yeah,
Flash.
and then Aquaman stabs him through the back like a fucking shish kebab.
Yeah, he
Picks him up,
skewers him.
yeah, picks him up, and then throws him, and then fucking Wonder Woman cuts his fucking head off.
Wait, doesn't Superman punch him though? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe something.
Superman like punches him, then it goes to Wonder Woman. She cuts off his head. It goes through the boom tube, and Darkseid just crushes his head underneath his boot.
Which I knew happened in the storyboard, but I did not expect it still.
Ah, it was gross. It was cool though.
And he just steps on it without hesitation.
Yeah,
He's like, "Well,
it's like you're
we'll do it the
useless.
old way."
Yeah, he's like, yeah, we'll do it the old way. Ready the Armada. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
and we see Granny Goodness, even though she doesn't get any lines. But bro, seeing Granny Goodness in Darkseid and knowing how close around the corner Mister Miracle is, oh my lord,
I'd
it
say we're
makes me
closer to a
giggle like a kid.
yeah, I'd say we're closer to a Big Barda movie than a Mr. Miracle.
Well, we're getting New Gods, so we're getting all of them.
True.
Which I guess Darkseid's gonna be in, but I think he's gonna be a lot different. It's not gonna be the same character, obviously.
I hope it's the same voice. I really hope it's the same voice actor because that guy,
Yeah,
he was perfect.
Ray Porter, I think
Ray
his
Porter.
name is,
Yep.
or Ray Potter or something.
Yeah, I knew it was Ray something, but I was gonna say Fisher, but um,
That's Cyborg.
yeah, I know. But no, he was great. He was very intimidating, and
Hmm.
it was just so happy that this is like the first on-screen live-action appearance of Darkseid.
Yeah,
Uh, it was just yeah, like really happy with like a new experience. I felt like a kid again watching this.
yeah, no, for sure. I can't wait to watch it again, like I said, but I have to. It's gonna be a while before I can find a 4 hour window to watch it in.
Yeah, it's it's definitely it's a long movie, but to
Yeah,
me it did not feel like 4 hours.
I mean, even if it did, it's worth it. Like, it's 4 hours, but it really doesn't waste a lot of time. I mean, it has a lot of slow mo and all that stuff, but it really doesn't waste a lot of time. Every scene is important.
Yeah, I mean the biggest thing with like long movies is when I'm watching it, am I like thinking to myself, "Wow, this movie's still going. I wonder how much more is left in it."
Yeah,
The only time I thought that was at the very end when it said epilogue, and I'm like, "Oh, I wonder how long the epilogue's gonna be," because I didn't know
yeah,
how much time went by. I didn't know how much was left, and
yeah,
I mean, at that point, I thought there'd be like another half an hour or something.
yeah, for
But
sure.
no, that's the sign of a good movie. If you can make like the duration of a movie really doesn't matter as much if you're
Hmm.
able to keep the people entertained and just involved in the world and the stories.
And that's just Zack Snyder, dude. Like, he makes these long, epic movies. Look, he made Watchmen and like the director's cut or whatever you want to call it.
Oh yeah,
It's amazing. I mean, Watchmen is one of my favorite movies of all time.
that's almost
And
like 3 hours long, isn't it?
yeah, if not close to four. And then Batman versus Superman, also like over 3 hours. The director's cut, which is good. He makes these long, epic movies, and like That's who he is, so just let him be that way.
But
You can't.
we'll never get him to
No,
actually do that normally because studios always
no.
gonna interfere
And he,
because they're fucking monsters.
yeah, and they have. He has that Army of Dead movie coming out
Yeah,
soon.
that's that's gonna be interesting.
It's coming May 21st. I don't know how long it is, but he made a Day of the Dead, and obviously that was fucking amazing. Or Dawn of the Dead, sorry.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead. Yeah, the
And I
remake
love
one.
zombies, dude. The Walking Dead's my favorite, dude. So Zack Snyder literally went from making DC movies, my favorite shit ever, to making zombie movies, my second favorite shit ever.
I'm surprised
Like
he's not your favorite
he's
director.
he's definitely in my top three now. I can't ignore that. Because Watchmen, oh my god.
I mean, again,
I'm a Zack Snyder guy now. I mean, I can't deny it any longer.
yeah, I mean this movie I've out of the movies that Snyder had, I had like the least amount of issues with. Oh, sorry, my dog was just walking by. Um, but yeah, a lot of the other ones I was kind of somewhat nitpicky, but I do love Zack Snyder taking over DC
Hmm.
because he is actually a passionate fan, which
Yeah, which is the most important characteristic.
oh yeah, exactly. If you actually care about the characters, I mean, and he was planning stuff out for, future iterations. Like yeah, Man of Steel, we got General Lane, or well, the guy who plays Martian Manhunter.
Yeah,
So that was finally paid off in this. We got a name drop of Ryan Cho too,
yeah.
who's going to be the Atom. And then I don't know if there's any more, but those are two like minor things that they put in previous movies that
Hmm.
knowing him would eventually pay off.
Well, I mean, and they mentioned lanterns a lot, and we even get to see the old lantern.
Uh, yeah, we got to see two lanterns this movie.
Yeah, a dead one, and then that one.
Well, I think they're both dead because the one in the flashback
Well,
scene got his hand cut
yeah,
off.
he was alive for a little bit at least.
I mean, he tried to fight Darkseid. I would.
Hey,
He shot. Okay, the one thing I wish they did, and might have been like a timing or budget with CG or just fitting it in. But when he goes to attack Darkseid, he just shoots some beams at him. I would have at least liked to see like a hammer construct just coming down on Darkseid, and
yeah,
Darkseid
I
just
mean,
breaking it.
yeah.
That would have
I
been really cool.
just need to keep taking a deep breath. This movie is just so. It's everything.
I know, and like glossed over like so much stuff, but like it's just just us talking about our
Yeah,
initial thoughts after watching it
just vibing.
on
I
like
mean,
one viewing. I guess I got like 1/116th since I watched
yeah,
two other scenes.
yeah. I can't
But
wait to watch it again. And how cool is it that now there's a good Justice League movie that we can go back to and watch whenever we want. Like
yeah,
it's just
it's a great feeling, and I cannot wait for this to come out as a
yeah.
DVD because I need to own a physical copy of this.
Yeah, I have Batman vs Superman. Actually, I'm looking at all my I don't have a lot of DVDs. I've never collected DVDs a lot, but
Oh, I have a whole bunch.
do you have a Batman vs Superman one?
Yeah, I do. I have the extended one.
I don't know if mine's the extended one. It must be. If not, it's garbage.
Uh,
Yeah, it is actually. It's the Ultimate Edition. 30 more minutes.
yeah, it's extended versions like a lot of times it's just like stuff the director wanted to add, but just
Mhm.
studios didn't think would be fit for you know a runtime, saying like, oh, people won't sit in the theaters for like 3 hours, which
Well, yeah. Did you hear why Warner Brothers didn't do the Justice League 4 hours? It wasn't even because they didn't think people would sit there that long. It's because they wanted to force movie theaters to play it during the day as much as possible. So if it's a 4-hour movie, they could probably only play it like 2 times a day, but if it's like a 2-hour movie, they could probably squeeze in like 4 times a day or
Yeah.
like
Again,
6,
that's
like
just like just sad that, they're
it
just
is,
more.
it's pathetic.
And again, like, I understand it from a business aspect. Yes, you want the most bang for your
Yeah.
buck, but if you focus on just good content and
It's gonna
appeasing the
yeah,
fans, then you'll start
it's
making
gonna
money.
no doubt it's gonna do you way more favors in the long run.
I
Ugh,
think that, again, I think we can fix it all,
yeah,
me and you, if they just
we
hire
really
us.
could.
But they definitely won't, since all we do is shit on them this video. So
I mean, we could easily be the new Kevin Feige of DC.
we need to find like really cheap properties or like
Yeah,
characters that spend like 2 grand and then we own the rights to them.
yeah, yeah, like Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I'd
That was
even.
the most random character I could think of. She's pretty sick though. I think she's a Marvel character though. Now that I think about it. Okay, I'm not gonna go on and rant about Squirrel Girl, but
Yeah, I was like kind of just trying to think
I
of
was
something
about
to like say about that. I was like,
yeah, she's a
I don't
Marvel
know
character,
anything
but
enough to like shit on her, but I do remember reading something somewhere where she was like really powerful, or whatever the fuck.
yeah,
But
she's like one of the most powerful people in Marvel because whenever she shows up, she like defeats like the character. Like, pretty sure she defeated Thanos once by herself, and it's like all off screen. So, I mean, yeah, we're not going to talk about Squirrel Girl, but anything
well,
else we missed in the Snyder Cut? I mean,
I think we touched on everything that we you know really wanted to talk about, at least initially upon first
oh,
viewing.
oh,
Or you got something else?
I do want to add just like just this the whole story about how we got the Snyder Cut. I mean, there's this article. I can't remember what article it is, but I sent it to you once. It might have been Forbes. No. But yeah, so I found the article and it's Vanity Fair, Zack Snyder's Justice League, the shocking, exhilarating, heartbreaking true story of the Snyder Cut. I want everyone to read that. It's from Vanity Fair, but just go read it. I'm not gonna explain the whole thing. But just the story behind the Snyder Cut, it's like way more important
What,
than
just the
like just
reasoning?
than just the movie itself. I mean, the story behind the Snyder Cut is also just way more important than. First of all, it just gives rights to artists. It This movie changes cinema forever. It this is like the first time this has ever happened, like where fans force a studio to spend billions of dollars, like to make this movie again that is only going to hurt them.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
now that it's beautiful and perfect, now it just proves them wrong even more and proves us right.
it's just a
And
matter
this
of if Warner Brothers is going to see it that way, which I don't know
yeah,
how they won't,
yeah,
but I think all they're seeing right now is just dollar signs. And
yeah.
it's
And
just
but
sad.
and I don't know how much money they're even getting. I mean, obviously people have to pay for an HBO Max subscription to see it. So I wonder how much, but like I said, we're not going to see it till Monday probably of what the numbers are. But yeah, so just this changes cinema, just the rules and how studios are going to handle stuff. It is going to change it in some way. And then also just Zack Snyder as a human, and like this story was so important to him, and obviously the reason like why how it went down of how he got separated from the movie.
Yeah,
Like, I guess Joss Whedon was there before Zack Snyder left. Like, they hired Joss Whedon to come in and kind of change things as they go, like because they just kind of wanted to phase Zack Snyder out.
really, I
So
didn't know
I
that.
didn't. Yeah, I know, right? No one did, and that's what's in this article. Like,
I knew that
they
they
hired
had
him.
Whedon, like, Whedon was already there before Snyder left, but I
Yeah,
thought he was just more of a consultant, just because he, was responsible for the
yeah. No,
Avengers and
he
such.
directed some scenes, like, and they had literally babysitters on stage on set to make sure Zack Snyder was not doing crazy shit. And
So like, why even hire somebody like that if you're just gonna
exactly.
cut them out?
And then obviously his daughter died, committed suicide, and
Yeah,
God, that just makes me sick to my stomach.
it's just the
And
whole
then
yeah.
obviously Zach left, and then Joss got full control.
And he was apparently not very kind to all the actors, especially
No,
Ray
Joss.
Fisher's Cyborg, who,
Yep.
which is definitely wrong. But then again, it was all Twitter, posts and stuff. So I don't know the
No.
full story.
Yeah.
But after seeing this movie,
Yeah.
they could not have reshot all of Cyborg's scene in that amount of time. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So there's definitely so much.
Yeah.
Like it's not just like an action scene here or there. It's like a lot of emotional things
Yeah. No, they
that they
cut it
just
all out.
they just took out of Cyborg, who having this now,
Yep.
you realize that he is the main character. He is the one with the biggest like
Yep.
emotional struggle. Because before, I'd say it would be in Whedon's, it was like Batman, and he was just guilty for being responsible for Superman's death. Which,
Hmm.
you know, it it did have some emotional parts, but at the same time, you could always just say like, well, yeah, I feel sad, but you did cause this. So
Yeah.
whereas Cyborg, he just had a lot of, tragedy in his life,
Yeah.
not being accepted by his father, losing his mother, turned into this, and then trying to refine his purpose in the world.
Hmm.
That's like
But
so much stuff that they just said, oh, we're not going to add
I
this
know,
in.
and that's what I'm saying. Like this, it's just way more important than the movie itself. Like Zack Snyder's daughter dying, like I said, and him leaving, and then like this movie was so important to him, and now like it helped him come back from his daughter dying and like kind of come to peace in some way and have something good. And like the four autumn at the end of the movie just fucking
Yeah, that was deep.
torched me. And then playing Hallelujah because that was her favorite song, and I guess the girl that sang it in the movie is like the same one that did it at her funeral.
Really?
Yeah, and
Shit.
it's just I don't know what to say. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
but
wild.
and then again, for just people listening, what's that article again?
Oh yeah, Vanity Fair. Like literally every person on earth needs to read this. It's Vanity Fair. Zack Snyder's Justice League: The True Story of the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to give that a read too at
Yeah,
some point.
it's not fair. It's somewhat lengthy, but I mean, it's just
Yeah.
it tells you so much of what actually went down.
Uh, well, do you have anything else to say about the movie? Any other points you want to talk about, or
I don't think so. I'm sure we'll think of stuff in hindsight, but
definitely? Again, it's going off of us
yeah,
doing first viewing,
yeah, no,
and
no, for sure.
just
It's a
going
4 hour
off the
movie.
top of our head and just. But yeah, I mean, overall, this movie was more than I
It's
could
a
have ever
cinephile.
thought. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm nerdy cinephile, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
it covers all bases. It's a fantastic
Oh yeah,
movie,
for sure. Oh
beautiful
yeah, I know what you
score,
mean. This
amazingly
is all of it.
shot. Each character is represented like amazingly. And even though
Hmm.
I'm not a fan of Ezra Miller, the Flash was still good in this movie. Like that's
Like,
you know,
yeah, I have a list on my phone of my favorite movies. It was a top 10, but I just kept adding stuff, and I think I'm up to 15 now, including the Snyder Cut. I haven't really ordered it, so but the Snyder Cut's in my top 15 favorite movies of all time now, at least.
yeah, it's definitely a movie I can see myself rewatching, and it's
Yeah.
I'm happy that the fans actually won and we're able to beat out big
Mm-hmm.
cinema and finally get what we deserved, what Zack
Yep.
Snyder actually deserved, and get rid of Josh Whedon's whole thing.
Yeah, it's so cool to see the hype on Twitter be as much as it was before, if not more now. I mean, people are saying this is the best DC movie, not just DCEU.
Yeah,
DC movie, and then people are saying, that Batman and Joker scene is the best Batman and Joker scene we've ever gotten, and just stuff like that. And it's just so cool. DC deserves this. Zack Snyder deserves this. Warner Brothers doesn't deserve this.
They don't
but
deserve any of this,
they
but they're
deserve
attached
to
to it,
hear it.
unfortunately.
Yeah, they deserve to hear like what DC means to fans and like how badly they're ruining it.
Again, it's not an issue as being as big as Marvel or Disney or whatever. It's a
No.
matter of giving the fans what they deserve, not even one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
and it's just you're gonna lose a lot more people just by
Mm-hmm.
being greedy and just trying to copy paste other companies' ideas. Or biggest thing is not letting directors have their full creative freedom.
Yep.
I mean, who knows?
Bottom
Maybe
line.
we'll get the what is it, the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad, and we'll finally get to
I
see how Joker is
I
in that
doubt it,
movie.
but
And
I do want him to release like, the deleted scenes from it at least. I don't we're not going to get a whole new
oh no,
movie
not a
of
whole
it,
new
but
movie, but like at least important things
yeah.
that were cut. But yeah, I mean,
Jared Leto does deserve a real shot.
he does. Uh, Maybe we'll see him again in the future, but
Who knows?
we'll have
Who
to see.
knows? Nothing is impossible anymore now after this. The Snyder Cut blows everything out of the water. Like, everything's wide open now.
Yeah, you're definitely right saying it changes cinema, or at least it's
No,
the
no
start.
doubt.
We'll have to see where it
Yeah,
goes from here, but the fact that the fans have this much impact
yep.
is a huge milestone.
And Warner Brothers, I think they really did start to realize this even before the Snyder Cut and after Joker. I don't even know how they got the balls to do Joker. I'm surprised they did something like that. But look how well Joker did. So they're, oh shit, maybe giving a director full control in his vision works. And then now they're doing the Matt Reeves Batman. And my hype for that movie like can't even be quantified.
Again, we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah,
I'm
but
just trying to
like
stay very mellow
I
about all
I
these movies, just
I
because.
don't see how that movie's going to be bad. It's going to be like, I mean, I think it's going to be great,
Yeah, I have high hopes for that and all, but
Yeah.
again, it's not the directors, it's not the actors,
Yeah.
it's the studio. Just give them the money that they need, let them do what they need to do,
And
and,
move the fuck out of the way.
exactly. If it does bad, oh well, not every movie is going to be the best movie of the year or best movie of all
Yeah.
time. Just wait and see.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say on Justice League Snyder Cut.
Yep. DC has the power to make movies that are good, not just for the superhero genre, but just good movies in general, because we have these rich characters that are some of the best characters ever put to paper. Like, these movies, I mean, Joker already, I mean, it's won an Oscar and stuff. Like, it's already like, it's not just a superhero movie. It's a
Yeah,
good
that's the
just
least.
movie.
It has a super villain character, but it's not a superhero movie.
Yeah, we're gonna get to a point where these movies can just be good movies without having to be good superhero movies. Like,
Yeah, it's all just a waiting game, man. Gonna have to
yep.
wait and see.
But it's just fine. It's so beautiful to see that the Snyder Cut actually exists now, and I'm so happy for Zack Snyder, and can't wait to see his next movies coming up and where it's gonna go from here. And God bless him. And
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
for Autumn,
huge thank you for Zack Snyder for giving the DC fans something to be proud of.
forever and I'm so glad he's getting so much praise.
Not enough, if you ask me.
It can never be enough. He deserves it all.
All right, well, I guess that's it for our thoughts
Yeah.
on the Snyder Cut.
Oh man, it
All
already
right.
exists.
Well, thanks for listening, and stay tuned for the next video.
Oh fuck. Bye.
Fuck Warner Brothers.